Paula. My name is Trish Kudrich, and I have been cooking since I was knee-high to a grasshopper and old enough to stand on a chair and help my mother and my grandmother in their kitchens. They taught me so many different things and taught me how to love cooking and how to experiment, that now I own my own cafe and my own catering business. And I want to share with you and the folks at Philadelphia Cream Cheese one of my favorite all-time recipes that is a great hit anywhere I serve it. It is my chocolate peanut butter cheesecake. And how can you not love chocolate and peanut butter? We use, of course, Philadelphia cream cheese, rich dark chocolate, both crunchy and creamy peanut butter, and we start off with a chocolate brownie crust. I like to have all of my ingredients ready ahead of time. So for our recipe today, we're going to start off with, of course, our Philadelphia cream cheese, and we have 3 8-ounce packages. We next have 1½ cups of chunky peanut butter, 3 eggs, and 14 ounces of a sweetened condensed milk. For our glaze, we have 1/2 stick of butter, 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream, and 10 ounces of dark chocolate. And this is a 75% cocoa, so it is a very rich, wonderful dark chocolate. For our final step, our peanut butter cream, we have 1 cup of creamy peanut butter and 1 package of Philadelphia cream cheese. Those are our ingredients. Let's get started. Now that we know what all the ingredients are for each component of this cheesecake, we're going to put together our cheesecake first. But before I do that, I want to show you I have already done the brownie crust on the bottom of my springform pan. This is just a basic chocolate fudge brownie mix according to directions, and I use about half of the mix for the springform pan, and if I'm only making 1 cheesecake, which is unusual, I use the rest to make little individual chocolate brownie cups, and then I put peanut butter cream filling on top, and that's a great hit too. So now we have our brownie mix ready to go, and the reason we do that first and bake it is so that that brownie crust gets just a little crusty layer on top, so it can support the richness of this peanut butter cheesecake. We are going to take our 3 packages of Philadelphia cream cheese, and we're going to put those right in the mixing bowl. And you'll notice I have a paddle for my mixer today, because a paddle is going to blend and cream everything together. A whisk, we're going to use that later when we want to whisk up our creamy peanut butter and our cream cheese. But right now we're using the paddle. We're going to add our sweetened condensed milk. Now I use this instead of sugar, and it really gives a different texture and creaminess to my cheesecake. The next ingredient that we are going to add is our eggs. And we are going to let those ingredients all blend together for about 3 minutes until they're completely blended. And then we're going to add our peanut butter. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on, put my mixer on, and make sure it's all blended together. We now have our cheesecake mixture already. Look how beautiful and thick and creamy that is. The next step is to add our chunky peanut butter. Our chunky peanut butter, and you can use any brand of peanut butter, but you do want it chunky because you want those bites of peanuts in this cheesecake. So when you bite into it, you get that crunch from that peanut butter. And again, who could not love chocolate and peanut butter? But more than that, how could you not love cream cheese and peanut butter? We're going to go ahead on low and just blend that together and get that nice and creamy. We're then going to pour that into our springform pan on top of our brownie crust, and we're going to put it in the oven 350 for 35 to 40 minutes based on your oven. You want to test it. Once that tester comes out clean, then you know your cheesecake is done. Well, we have our cheesecake mixture in our buttered springform pan, and you can see the chunks of peanuts in there. That is so creamy and smooth. Now we are going to put it in our preheated oven, and we're going to let that bake. In the oven our cheesecake is going to go. Well, while our cheesecake is baking, we are going to make the wonderful chocolate glaze that's going to go on top of it. And then we're going to make our peanut butter cream that's going to finish it off. We talked about the ingredients earlier, so I'm going to take my pan and I'm just going to put my half a stick of butter. And you want to use sweet cream butter for this, and you want real butter. Next we're going to add our chocolate on top of that. We have that all chopped up. It can be in heavy chunky chunks. And last we're going to add our heavy cream, and we're going to just put that all over the top. We're going to turn this on to a low heat and let it slowly start to melt. First your butter is going to melt, and then your chocolate's going to blend in, and then your cream. Peanut butter cream started while our chocolate glaze is cooking. And this peanut butter cream is wonderful. It's so easy. We're going to take 8 ounces of our Philadelphia cream cheese, and we're going to go ahead and just put that right here in the mixer. And that is softened. You do want to get that softened pretty much room temperature. And I talked earlier about using the paddle for our cream cheese mixture so it would blend everything. I'm now going to use a whisk because I want it to whip it all up. So I'm going to take and put my creamy peanut butter. I don't want the chunky, I want creamy peanut butter. And remember, I have a cup of that right here. So we're going to go ahead and get that going. Perfect. And well, our chocolate glaze is done, and I wanted you to see how beautiful and shiny that chocolate is. Now, if you haven't realized it yet, I am filming this myself because my filmmaker or my assistant had to go back to work. His vacation was over, and he is on his way to Germany right now as we speak. So I hope you can get a really good feeling of how beautiful and silky and creamy this glaze is. So there's our chocolate glaze. And here is our peanut butter cream. Again, look at how beautiful and creamy this peanut butter cream is. And that's what we're going to decorate our cake with. Our peanut butter cheesecake is completely cooled, and we've removed the rim of the springform pan. And now what we're going to do is add our chocolate glaze. And we've allowed that to cool a little bit also. This glaze is, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to pour this glaze right on top. There we go. Now using an offset spatula, oops, back there, I'm just going to smooth that so it starts to run down the sides of the cake. And we're going to get it this way. I want it to go down all 4 sides. We now have added our peanut butter cream to the bottom of our cake, and we're going to finish the top of the cake. All I've done is put my peanut butter cream in a pastry bag with a fluted tip, and you can get those tips at any baking store. And we're just going to do some real pretty half circle designs all the way around our cake. Paula, my chocolate peanut butter cheesecake is all finished. And I wish you were here so we could cut into it, sit down, have a cup of coffee, share this dessert and recipes. But I have a better idea. Bring me to Savannah and we can make this cake together, have a cup of coffee, share the cake, and share recipes. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.